So here I have the Stratos CR. This is a carbon riser or carbon bow from Martin. And I was kind of surprised that even Martin was making a carbon bow until I looked at their website. I'd been to the ATA show and hadn't noticed anything in regards to the carbon bow. I've been looking at their higher end bows, and I noticed this carbon bow was on their site. And it didn't seem like they gave a lot of press for it. And the more I look at it, I think I understand it's more geared towards being kind of a bow fishing rig or a youth rig. It's one of those, it's supposed to be one of those multi-settings where you can go from really low poundage up to 70, though this card here says it's only 60 pounds, so maybe that's the max on this. Also, it's supposed to go from like 17 inches all the way up to 30 inches, so I'm automatically thinking this is kind of in market with the craze from Mission and as well as the Bowtech Infinite Edge. So it reminds me a lot of that. There's even on the, you can see there that the cams, this is the max draw or max adapt cam. So you can see that it goes from 17 all the way up to 30. And it even has a fishing mode and a bow hunting mode. So you can change these pins for all those different specifications. The thing I really liked about this bow is I bought this for $200 on eBay, new. I mean, the guy even gave me, or put me up and got my warranty and stuff like that. I was told that the riser is kind of this infused carbon kind of plastic composite, so it's definitely not quite the same amount of time that would go into making a typical carbon bow, perhaps, or the more expensive carbon bows, that is, the carbon fiber bows. However, I think this bow really fit that niche of maybe a craze-like option, bow fishing, infinite edge kind of option in a carbon bow. So I think that's kind of cool. I don't expect a lot of speed out of it. Again, it says on the riser it's 60 pounds, even though the other part of the limb says up to 70. So I'm not sure exactly what gives on that. But I believe it's probably 60-pound bow. I have it set at 29 inches, and I have a 380 grain arrow. Don't have anything on it, on the string yet. Not even a whisker, or a peep sight or a loop. You can see it's kind of a mushy back wall. See how I can just keep pulling on it. But it has limb stops. And we got 260 on the chronograph. That's with a 380 grain arrow. Let's try the 409 grain arrow. So you can tell this is not really a speed demon of a bow. But I think this could make a really good bow for a kid or for bow fishing, or if you just want to get into archery cheap. That was 249 for a 409 grain arrow. So again, we're not talking a lot of speed there. Obviously, you can still kill a deer when you talk about recurves going a lot slower. Let's see what the 655 grain arrow does. I'm trying to describe the draw cycle. Maybe shoot it again one more time. This is 655 grains. The valley isn't real short or real long, but it's easy to hold. And we got 228 feet per second. So this is among some of the slower bows I've shot even at 60 pounds. If it's a 70 pounds, then it's a really slow bow. I can put it on the draw poundage, but it says it was tested at 60, so I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So I like the bow for what it is, simplicity and inexpensive. I think this would make a great youth bow. I might give it to some kids at 4-H, or maybe I'll take it out. This would be a bow I wouldn't be afraid to take bow fishing. This might be the rig for that if I don't sell it. Because like I said, you can't beat $200. And I'm sure the MRSP is quite a bit higher than that, but I've seen a lot of these bows going pretty cheap. So this might be something to think about for your youth or for your bow fishing, or if you just want to get into archery with a brand new bow as cheap as possible and still shoot okay. You're certainly not going to win any speed records with it. Pretty quiet bow. I think it's going to work for a lot of people. But again, it's not going to be one of those bows you're going to have a lot of flagship pride in or anything like that. So anyway, I hope you got an idea of what this bow is about, the Stratos CR. It's kind of should be listed as a youth bow on their site, but I don't see it listed that way. It's kind of like they almost a second thought, but I still think it's a good bow for what it is, especially for the price. Thanks again.